What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
How we doing?
Hello.
Hello, Big Ben. How you doing, bro?
Guys, it's great to see you. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we finally got you.
Where's the flag?
Dude, so I literally last week on Wednesday, I moved to Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, I'm sorry.
You gotta unmute yourself, Ant.
You moved.
No, you did not.
Yeah, so I packed up everything. I moved to Chicago. All my stuff is pretty much still in boxes right now. I just
Chicago where?
Me and my girlfriend Chase, we just scrambled to hang that clock to have something in the background.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
Thank you. But needless to say, it's been a while since I did anything social media involved. I've been pretty quiet. I've been on a hiatus for a while. So it's nice to get on a podcast, get some dialogue back and forth. I need some practice.
Hold on,
I'm a little rusty.
Ben, where did you move in Chicago, Ben?
Near Schaumburg, actually.
Oh my God, that's where I'm from, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's so weird.
I had
Ant, what you doing, Ant?
What do they call it? What are those sandwiches you guys have out here? Those like steak sandwiches?
No, they're not steak sandwiches. They're called Italian beefs. Listen,
Italian
go to
beef,
Portillo's. It's on
beef last
Meacham.
night.
Portillo's. It's on Meacham in Schaumburg.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we had. It was delicious.
Okay. So Ben, I want to tell you, right here is where you spoke.
Nice.
Right here. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Who do we have here? You found somebody.
He can. He can.
So he's also on Instagram. He was an American Idol finalist.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he lives here in Naples. Yeah. And the second that he turned political, he lost all of his followers. So
Fancy that.
Wow. Imagine that.
But we had a huge Patriot event here today. There's Take Naps, Bobby Take Naps, if anybody knows him on Instagram. He's great. There's people that are running for public office here in Lee County and Collier County. So that's why we are here today. I just wanted to come on here and let you know we are an event at Seed the Table. And sorry, I'm boots on the ground today.
Very cool.
It's okay, Ant. We forgive you. Ben, where did your main account on TikTok go down?
So my main account, I'm not banned, but I'm locked out. I haven't been able to access my account for a little over 2 weeks now. They keep telling me that they say first you've entered the wrong password, which I know my password, and then I try to reset the password, and they keep telling me that I'm trying to access the account from an untrusted device. Now since I've been on TikTok, I've never had a different phone. I've had the same phone for the last 3 years. So I've tried on multiple computers. I've tried on my phone. I don't know what the deal is. I've submitted the complaint or reported it to TikTok. Of course, they're not going to get back to me. I guess it's sort of a passive aggressive way of just weeding people out.
They wouldn't even let me tag you in the video that I put up. I had to put your name in the comments, and then it deleted it, and I had to tag you again.
What?
Yeah,
They wouldn't let you tag my main account?
Yeah, I went to tag your main account, and it let me tag it originally. And then I went back, and it was gone. So then I did your 2.0 that you're on now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the original one let me tag it off the rip, the main original account. But I can't find it when I go to look for you.
That's so crazy to me. I mean, the account still exists. It's just a ghost ship now. It's just, I can't do anything about it.
That's ridiculous. What have you been
up to? That's what it is. I mean, that's why I've been so quiet for the past couple of weeks. That, and because, for the past, I guess, 2 months, I was working on getting my house finished. You guys know I renovated my whole house, and I put it on the market, sold, and now I'm out here with Chase, and I'm ready to start kicking ass again.
So
Well-
just so you know, Ben, sorry, Kat, I will
you're
be
fine, bro.
there on March 31st. You ready?
March 31st, I will be at a dude. Are you serious? I'm gonna be in Florida that week.
No fucking way. Haha.
That's okay.
That's all
Okay.
right. We will reunite again.
Yes.
At seed to table.
Yes.
Ant, where did he speak?
I see the table. What was that?
Oh my goodness.
I can't. I'm just
Good to see you too, Randy.
very good. To see you.
Oh,
So, Ben, what are you currently pissed off about right now?
drink.
So there's a lot to be pissed off about. And a lot of people, you know, we need to. Where do I begin? First of all, we need to move away from the rhetoric of Joe Biden being the worst president, because what they're doing right now, it's intentional. This isn't the sum of a bunch of bad decisions. This isn't bad policies we're seeing, and then it results in poor what do they call it, quality of life for Americans. What we are seeing is absolutely intentional. So between the open border situation, the opioid epidemic, the war we're funding on both sides, where do we even begin? And not to mention the freedom convoy that they are keeping out of DC right now, because through all this political pressure, we're still dealing with the January 6th, political prisoners.
Did you see the first guy got found guilty today?
Yeah, the guy that put his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk got like 4 years or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. So
But-
like I said,
What,
I've
any kind of like criminal history or no?
not that I know of. Not that the Epic Times told me. I mean, like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of deep diving into this stuff lately, but I literally just got my setup
Yeah.
earlier today. And but yeah, I mean, so what do you guys think about? We could start with Ukraine. We could start with, I mean, anything.
I think
Okay,
it's exactly
so-
what. Oh, go ahead.
Everybody was like, okay. Aunt, you go first.
So here's the thing about Ukraine, and this has been my biggest thing. Like, I know that people are like really supporting Ukrainians and the civilians, and it's like a whole humanitarian issue. But my question is, why is nobody making it a point? This is why I'm bringing it back to like what's really being hidden is like, you know, that by cutting off people's credit cards and banking issues, that brings it to a point of like Russians are also being disenfranchised or set back by this, and they didn't choose this. And it's a whole other January 6th issue, but in Russia, where like there's so many Russians that are fighting against their own government, and they're being locked up and put away, and nobody is talking about it. And I'm really, really pissed off. I'm sorry, but I'm pissed off because I have a lot of friends that are originally from Russia. And I can't help but think about the people in Russia that have no money right now, and Visa and MasterCard are cutting them off, but they didn't choose that.
Well, I think
Just
that's
because
like,
their leader is
like
up.
I sit with you
fucking
like that.
asshole.
Yeah. Me and you have talked about that where it for me it's hard. Like I feel like the narrative is being pushed that like we have to pick a bad guy, right? There's got to be a bad guy, and it's kind of like, well, what if they're both bad, right? Like who's really the good guy in this situation? Because you've got bad on both sides, but at the end of the day, this weird narrative is being pushed to make the people fight these pointless political wars that are
Listen,
just for their gain.
I think my solution is the perfect solution to this.
Oh Lord, stop.
It's
There
so
we go.
good that it got me a Facebook ban. So it's got to be good. I say we just drop an A-bomb on both countries and call ourselves
Oh,
a three-time
fuck.
world champion.
The third world.
Call ourselves a what?
Three-time world champion.
But you can't.
Just
But you
end this.
can't, Tex. You can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's
I have a hard time knowing.
I'm just saying, like, it worked the first two times. Why can't it work this time?
there probably is a file somewhere in the Oval Office where that is an option. But I think Kat kind of hit the nail on the head. Is that our American media is dividing us? Pretty much forcing us to pick a side, and they're saying Putin is this derelict dictator who just sort of went mad one day and started invading the neighboring countries. When if you take a real look at it, that's not the case. We're being forced to pick a side in this fight when really America doesn't really have a dog in this fight. So when you see mainstream media on both sides, Fox News too, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, everybody's saying that Putin is this crazy person who needs to be stopped at all costs. When we know that Ukraine is equally, if not more, corrupt than Russia's government.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we even need to pick a side? Because when the mainstream media makes Putin out to be this bad person, people like us, the taxpayers, won't bat an eye when the Oval Office sends billions of dollars worth of fighter jets for Ukraine to go fight Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it comes down to.
It's none of our business at the end of the day, and that might sound cold and wrong, but they're not a part of NATO. We don't have an obligation. It's not our war. It's not our place, and I feel like it's being instigated until we get involved.
You can say what it
want us to get involved.
Here's the thing: is like, why don't people understand the simple, like, it doesn't have to do with woke. It doesn't have to do with waking up. Like, it's just common sense. You have an administration that is working so freaking hard to protect the borders of another country, but has never put all the effort in to protect the borders of the United motherfucking States of America. And then you have a vice president that goes and says Russia is a bigger country than Ukraine. Ukraine is my country.
Yeah, that's the answer.
She doesn't know.
History lesson.
Left-wing media outlets have spent more time talking about the importance of the Ukrainian border than they have our own southern border. And then Joe Biden, in his State of the Union address last week, has the audacity to go on international television and say one of his main concerns is securing the southern border.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that to be a joke. That's why I say we need to get away from calling him a bad president and start calling him for what he is a saboteur.
Ben doesn't do outfit changes.
When does Ben start changing his outfits?
Because that's my husband, and that's all the.
Yeah, I know. I met Cody.
The videos of you doing all the different parts. They're like his favorite.
I know, man. I need to get back. So I saw he asked earlier. I didn't get a chance to say anything. Basically, I'm starting from scratch. I'm gonna, I've been talking with Chase, and we between the two of us, we're sort of a right-wing think tank, and we need to start fighting, the media, the tech conglomerates, and the media with the same tact, the same level of intelligence and planning and forethought that they attack us with.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm starting completely from scratch. I'm extremely shadow banned on Instagram. I don't have a TikTok account. So actually today I got a new cell phone, brand new IP address, brand new phone number. I'm working on what's called the Blue Collar Foundation, which is ask me about that another time, but I'm going to use my foundation email address.
The last time that we had you on.
Which was a long time ago, and I got sidetracked because
you had just started thinking about it though too, and you had just a new relationship and.
Yeah, when I have more to tell you guys, you'll be the first to know. But that's kind of my priority number one right now is starting from scratch with working in what I call the Blue Collar Foundation. And
hold on, you don't have an TikTok either anymore?
No, he can't get into
dude.
it. He was saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They won't.
Remember when
Wait, Ann, did you get banned from TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
It's gone.
Oh yeah, and here's my thing, Ben.
We're
Listen,
not on TikTok.
Ben, here's my thing. People are like, I still get comments on Instagram. They're like, oh my God, we miss you so much on TikTok. Here's the thing. TikTok doesn't deserve any of us. They don't deserve any of our followers, which are family to us. They don't deserve any TikTok support. They don't deserve any of it. But today, my booty hole puckered up a little bit because I saw that the modern Democrat or liberal Democrat or the side swipe, what was his name?
The typical Democrat.
Kid.
Typical
Thank you.
Democrat.
Love
Oh,
that kid.
He's so good.
Yeah,
He's
the bottom.
got
He's a
banned.
bottom, pretty much. He got banned today.
The
Now
typical
here's-
Democrat got banned from TikTok.
Yes.
Now
Are they
here's
trying to do away with like Polititalk in general?
I
No.
think so. And
That's what I think it is because I've been hearing about a lot of creators from the left that are also being banned.
And here's the thing. I might not like him, but he doesn't deserve to be banned.
No, I mean he never
No.
says anything controversial at all.
Well, he doesn't say. Well, he does, but he doesn't say any.
Easy there,
Well, here-
cowboy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He doesn't say
He reads
anything.
headlines.
The
No,
stupidity
but
that what comes
he
out of
reads
his mouth is
headlines.
pretty
He's a
fucking-
gaslighter. He's a
Right.
gaslighter.
Exactly.
But he doesn't say anything that's derogatory. If you will.
No. Well, that's the thing. And he's not breaking
This.
that guy. He didn't break any community guidelines. Stop.
But if you dox people, you get verified.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
You
You
check
know,
mark now.
So make it make sense.
But hey,
Sure.
don't be talking
Sure.
about my friend that way. In case you haven't heard, I
I think I
am of the right.
probably it's probably a little wet.
And that's the other thing I'm going to warn you about, Ben. You're coming home during a very toxic time on TikTok, and like,
right. Well, so my point was, you know, I actually started a brand new account, and I right off the bat, my first video, hardcore right wing politics, and I'm like, this isn't smart. If I'm going to start from scratch again, this needs to be well thought out. You need to have a little bit of you need to be tactical about this. And so I just deleted the account completely, and now I've, like I said, new phone, new everything, and we're gonna look at what is it, that one where they got Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro,
yep,
Daily Wire.
Daily Wire, I believe.
Yeah, Daily Wire. They got a million followers in like a couple months. They're verified. They're not going to get banned because
No.
there's a certain style of content that TikTok wants, whether it's political or not. What they're looking for is, I don't know, more of a professional look. I don't know what it is they're looking for, but I'm going to figure it out. And you know, we're going to take over TikTok again.
I'm still there right now, but like, I mean, I'm even getting sucked back into stupid drama talk because there's just not like, that's all it is right now. And then when you go to do a video with content, you know, that you put work into where you're like, hey, look at what's happening here. Then they knock it all the way down. They stick it in review for 2-3 hours. Right now, it's like all they're pushing is divisiveness. That's it.
Well, I mean, it's a shit app, but we're all addicted to the virality of it. But speaking of drama talk, what's going on with Modern Warrior?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Cat, fill him in.
Somebody
I
enlighten me.
just found out about this shit. Wombland. Wombland. Ah!
Like, there was a creator. She was a comedian in the UK, apparently. I was sick for like the entire time that it dropped. I was in bed, so it's all I really watched. But it came out of nowhere, and it's all very staged, and it's all very dramatic, and it all has really good lighting and really good filters, and it is everywhere. And that's all that anyone's talking about. And at the end of the day, all it is like, yeah, the guy's a dog that slept around on TikTok and got called out for it. That's what happened at the end of the day. Multiple women, and they all came out, and they all called them out, and they all look the same, and they're all like these white androgynous women with really short, curly black hair. It's very weird. But now, like in true TikTok fashion, like we're picking it apart, and now we're discussing what is informed consent. Is that informed consent? Was she violated? Then she came back all dramatic and was like, I could be pregnant with your baby. And this is all public.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Kat, is I
It
don't
looks staged.
politically, I don't agree with Modern Warrior, but at the end of the day, he did not do anything wrong.
No, he didn't. Whoa.
Well, I mean, he was a player, right? So what's up?
Legally, he didn't do anything wrong.
But legally speaking, no, he didn't. But it's turned into that now. But it's because we're
Well,
bored.
I mean, she said her womb lands was busted up.
She did.
What
She
the
said
fuck does that mean?
in her womb lands. I don't know. Oh, Ben, it's a mess. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure if I miss TikTok as much as I thought I did before this conversation.
yeah. Well, now, like,
No, you don't.
You've seen over, like Instagram Reels with original content. They don't stick you in shadow ban like they do. if it's got the TikTok watermark on it, like, because I noticed that I would upload my TikToks and I'm like, well, no one's seeing them, so
Right.
whatever. But then Ant and Tex and me were all talking, and I did it with the reels with original content, no watermarks, and those did quite a bit. It's got all the same like all the same aspects as TikTok now. You can do basically anything on TikTok.
You can green screen, you can use sounds that records the same.
Nice.
Or your own music too.
If you want to do it, it's called a remix. The only thing they don't have is like Stitch, so you can't stitch a video yet.
Are you guys on Truth?
Trying to.
I'm trying.
Yes, I am. I got approved finally.
You got through, Ant?
Yes.
Yeah, I got through last night actually.
Oh, Ben, you need to follow me.
Congrats. I'm still growing. I'm getting
Thank
followers.
you.
I'm getting followers. All my followers show up,
Yeah, that's weird.
but I still can't get in.
It looks exactly like Twitter, like Twitter in dark mode. Very clean. Everything's very smooth running. I haven't really posted anything yet, but it seems promising. Since we're on the topic, I wanted to say, and something I thought about the other day, when it comes to these alternate media or social media platforms, something that we on the right need to remember is that one of the great things about social media is that people share things besides their political content, besides hardcore right-wing politics. So like, your cat pictures, your breakfast pictures, your vacation pictures. We need to remember to post that kind of stuff too, because that's what attracts a mass audience, not just a niche, fringe group of people that just want to see what Trump has to say.
Yeah, I'm bad about that.
I am too, and I tried to start because I think it was Ant that told me that. You're fine, honey.
Yeah, I mean that's the kind of content that will make a platform survivor.
Okay, we understand that your boots on the ground. But I had watched someone talk about, because Ant was bringing it up because he had gone to a Turning Point event, and a lot of influencers were talking to him there, and just kind of, you got to make sure that you're posting your life and not just a group, like a group think page.
Exactly. It can't just be right-wing politics. It has to be, social media.
Yeah.
So.
Which I lack in because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to see me doing. I mean, I need to get in the habit more of like posting like my personal life, a selfie here and there. People like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been that type, and I need to get out of my shell, I guess.
Yeah, same.
I want to see your breakfast tomorrow morning, Ben. I want to see it.
My breakfast is.
Hey, you better start taking some food photos now.
Ben's gonna be all about the food porn now.
I'm just gonna get on food talk. I'll never get banned.
You won't.
I'll just voice over politics over top of my
food talk and combine them, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Cooking Breakfast with BlueCollarBen.
So here we have three Russians and one Ukraine.
You're gonna start with 3 Russians.
Now we're gonna mix the two together and we're gonna see what we get. Oh, look, it's America fucking shit up again. Did you see? Speaking of which, did you see the naval destroyer that could not be deployed today because the commanding officer would not get the COVID vaccine?
I'm sorry,
They
what?
wouldn't deploy a destroyer because
U.S. destroyer can't be deployed because the
commanding
officer won't get the COVID vaccine. Navy says.
What do you mean the commanding officer? Wouldn't that be the captain?
Well, here's the thing. Like, are we really that weak as a whole that we can't send a fleet out because of a vaccine?
But then it kind of makes you wonder.
And that's where we're at?
Well, either A, they're full of shit and he just wouldn't do what he was told to do and they had to, blame it on something, or there really is that many people that are refusing the vaccine in the military that they're unable to do the thing they want to do.
To me, like, if this is truly a national security that we have to send out this destroyer, that it would even be deployed. But no, we're due to health concerns, we're worried about now the COVID vaccine instead of just going, okay, national security is a lot more important than your damn vaccine right now. So deploy.
So the most important thing we can do to fight Russians is to be vaccinated. I mean, that's just clear.
Well, and don't forget to dump your vodka out in the streets and protest.
Oh, yes. Your Stolichnaya.
The homies in
That's
Ukraine.
got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a tweet where somebody said, and this person got crushed, but they said, if there's a draft, we should draft the unvaccinated first. And obviously they got destroyed because the first thing Joe Biden did was kick all the unvaccinated people out of the
Exactly.
military.
Yep.
But
Did
that's the administration we're dealing with now, and that's General Mark Milley.
Yeah. Yeah, Millie.
And you saw, what is it, the defense secretary? He walks around with double mask and one of those plastic face shields over his face. I mean, we are being led by a bunch of clowns right now. And when it comes to being in the Situation Room, I mean, we have Joe Biden at the helm of the Situation Room in a war situation right now.
It's horrifying.
And everybody's just pretending that, like, yeah, we're going to be fine. We got this. We're going to grab life by the horns right now. Like, this could very easily escalate into something catastrophic.
Yes, it very well could. And that's why I don't understand, like, not even just sending out a destroyer just because of a vaccine. But then on top of that, now we've entered into a trade war, because I'm sure you saw today, we pulled back our Russian imports of oil and gas. So now Russia put on an import-export ban on items as they see fit. It's going to be up to the government, not up to, like, they don't have an actual list right now.
Well, so one thing that's ingenious about that, and I'll always give credit to the left and the Democrats, that they're like, the way they word things and the way they present things to the public has always been just exponentially ahead of the GOP.
Right.
So they celebrated Joe Biden when he shut down the pipeline and started importing Russian oil. They said this is absolutely great. It's for climate change. It's for globalism or whatever.
Yeah.
And now, which he should have never done from the get-go, we were a net exporter of fossil fuels. We were energy independent. So by taking away our energy independence, he was celebrated by low information voters for that. Now, by correcting something he should have never done in the first place.
Oh, you thought he was bringing the oil back? No, he's not bringing the oil back. He's going to ease up sanctions in Venezuela, and he's going to buy their oil and gas. They're not bringing the oil back.
My point is, by saying we're not taking Russian oil anymore, something he shouldn't have done from the get-go, he's using that to say, oh, we're fighting authoritarianism by not importing Russia's oil anymore. So he got a double victory for doing two stupid things in a row. And that's what it really comes down to, is the low information voter. These people the voters, they don't know. And have you ever heard the concept of like a food desert, where like in the inner cities, there's nothing but like a McDonald's and a Burger King. There's no like good places to get like wholesome food. They call it a food desert. We also have information deserts, where people have no information, no access to like what's actually going on. All they have is like MSNBC on their school TV, or like at the nail salon. That's all that plays is CNN. There are so many people that just have no idea what's going on.
That
people
was
like us
to me at the State of the Union, when people were applauding him, and like that hurt my heart a little bit. Like, I really thought it was going to be a funny live stream that we all did when we watched the State of the Union, but it was the biggest spit in the face to have him come out, open it with the exact same line that Donald Trump opened the State of the Union. And then he's going to basically use all of Trump's rhetoric throughout the entire thing. That's what he did. Because I'm sitting there going, I agree with everything that's coming out of your mouth right now. How is that humanly possible? And I'm like, this is what everyone's eating up. You're eating it up. And none of it is true.
create a problem and sell the solution.
Well, and this is where like our trade war that we're literally entering into is now Russia's the number one exporter of is it wheat, grain, and fertilizer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I heard something about fertilizer.
Yeah, they're major in fertilizer. I'll confirm while we talk on what else. But
Russia is the number one exporter, followed by Canada and the United States.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, so like things, I don't know if you saw the price of wheat went through the roof the other day too, on top of it. And then now Russia's saying, hey, Putin just signed this declaration that they're going to start stopping imports and exports from certain countries, which I'm sure will be on the list. And what they're going to do will be determined by Putin.
And I think that Putin is being awfully patient and sympathetic to the American people right now because of who our leader is. And I said what I said because that guy said flat out, any interference, and you're going to see repercussions that you have historically never seen. Joe Biden has been interfering left and right. And
well, I didn't know that about grain. That's insane to me. Russia is the #1 exporter by double.
Yeah.
44 million tons per year, I guess that is.
Yeah.
And then the next one down is Canada, which is 23 million tons.
what?
Yes. Like they export a lot of shit to us.
So
This is why, though, Joe Biden. This is why I do believe that Joe Biden, at the very beginning of this, before Russia even invaded, he warned us, we're going to be paying for this.
and then you have these pundits, these left-wing pundits, go on these huge platforms and say it's our patriotic duty. We should want to pay more if it means fighting authoritarianism.
Well, that's the left talking point for everything, right? And that's why the left now, if you go on TikTok and you get on the left side of TikTok or even in some other social medias, is they're fine with paying these gas prices because they're driving electric cars. They're driving.
That's exactly it.
They're, so it's like, and they're making fun of people that don't, but not everybody can drive a sedan.
Yeah, like people be like, "Oh, well, that's your fault for buying a Dodge 2500." Like, you do realize that there are some people that don't wake up and ride a Vespa to their college class in the morning. There are people that need to deliver your refrigerators, your washing machines, the trim in your house, like everything that needs to be built.
Good morning to Barney too, Lyle.
Good morning, Marty.
Good morning,
Sorry.
Barney.
I just woke up.
She just woke up. That's been nice. What a life.
But yeah, so I mean, Chase, my girlfriend seems to think that they all want us to drive electric cars because electric cars are controllable.
Oh my God, my husband.
Well, but then you see Elon Musk say we need to up our production for oil.
Well, that's because Elon Musk isn't a politician, and I don't think Elon Musk is necessarily corrupted. Anybody that's worth that amount of money, it's very hard to corrupt them.
He's putting wires.
I mean, self-made, not by doing deals with China and their politicians.
Unless you're not Cuban, but go ahead.
But and I'm not sure I completely understand the concept of an electric car. Like when it runs out of charge,
you're done.
Does it have to be plugged in for like hours before it can?
So they do have like speed chargers, usually at like gas stations and random parking lots, that they will have so that you can. And your map, from what I know, is on your GPS. And you put it in, it'll tell you where all your charging stations are.
So it's something you constantly need to be thinking about is where a charging station is.
Yeah, it's just like gas when you think about it, though.
Right. I got a gas. I got a 40-gallon tank in my truck, and I get 600 miles to the tank.
Yeah, you won't get that. I think it's.
And when I run out, it takes 5 minutes to get another 600 miles.
I do think it's a fairly quick charge. I don't think it's like hours since they are at gas stations. And I think they have like slower chargers for like if you go to the mall or grocery shopping.
Right. Well, is that charge meant to just get you home or to the some like
that I don't know.
Within like 30 miles or something like that?
Yeah, that I don't know.
Are controllable though.
Well, yeah, and somebody at some computer.
What were you reading today on
Elon Musk? Any vehicle they want.
Yeah, we were reading that article about Elon Musk this morning that it's this nanotechnology that he wants to do, and it's a computer inside of your brain and the goals of it, and they're putting wires in monkeys' brains, and they want humans to be able to interact with computer interfaces with thoughts instead of like me Googling, right? I would just ask the question in my head with thought, and then the answer would. And I'm like, wow, how programmed could one person get that way?
Well, I saw a video of a chimpanzee playing Pong with his brain, and it was pretty
probably an Elon Musk project.
I think
it absolutely was a is that Tesla? Is there another company involved with Tesla?
Yeah.
But so before we get off topic, I want to talk about Kathy G. We're not interested in creating more fossil fuels. We're not interested in drilling here anymore. We're not interested in nuclear energy. All these people want to do is erect more windmills and solar panels, and they think that's going to solve everything. Not to mention all of this stuff is made from plastic plastics, which are made through petroleum, which we need fossil fuels to produce.
Well, and not to mention all the grease that you need in these electric cars is all made from petroleum.
Not to mention all the what do they call them? The what's the word?
True.
It's like kind of like a blood diamond, but they call them blood minerals or blood metals. All these precious metals that come from the Middle East. That's why China was so quick to jump on top of Afghanistan when we pulled out, because Afghanistan has these lithium mines that stretch as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
Shit's getting crazy around here, guys.
New York is trying to ban wood stoves.
What? Nobody has even thoughts on that. We're just like,
Like, so like in Western New York, like where she's from, like wood stoves are very, very, very common. Like
I grew up with a wood stove.
every house, and so to ban them would be. Whew, I didn't know that.
another. They had another like New World Order slip up today too from elected officials.
Do tell.
It was another slip up with, I can't remember which guy it was though. I shouldn't have said anything because I can't remember what guy it was. It was on Fox though.
I did see
Slipped up again and did the New World Order, but like didn't go back to fix it. Just kind of skimmed over it. And then who else just did it?
Conditioning.
Well, speaking of that though, along that lines, I did see a video, I think it was on Instagram, where every world leader for the last year has been using Build Back Better.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah. Every leader has been using Build Back Better in their press conferences when it comes to like COVID and stuff.
So if we look at this in an unbiased way, set aside our politics, is there anything that is better than it was 3 years ago?
I mean, for the elite, everything is better for them. I mean, they're making money.
I mean, technically, COVID-19, the pandemic, is apparently, easing on out of the picture.
Telehealth.
What's that?
I was trying to think of something. Telehealth.
Well, I think that would have happened regardless. And, they'll claim it's because we got so many people vaccinated and we did this and that. But, I mean, really, all people started fighting the restrictions so much that they actually started to lift since Joe Biden's been in office. And it's not because of him. It's because he wanted to fight it.
Yeah.
But, despite Joe Biden being in office, we hear less and less about COVID-19 now, whether it was manufactured or not, or the craze of it was manufactured. Not to mention, where the hell's Anthony Fauci been?
Oh, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Dude just disappeared.
Well, even
he's going to be our commanding general of our military here soon. So just easy.
What?
He's going to be our general of our military here soon.
Who is?
Fauci.
Why would you say that?
I mean, he's the highest paid government official. He can't just be sitting there doing nothing. I mean, he makes more money than the president of the United States.
Well, even Ron DeSantis
on a taxpayer dime.
How he can witness protection because nobody knows where the hell he is.
Yeah.
But he said that there was the last thing that I know he said was there was going to be another variant. And then
well, apparently it's not the complete cure if we can't even deploy battleships.
Yeah. So I mean, my point was is that besides this pandemic, which we can get into the whether it was manufactured or not, besides COVID-19 not being a mainstream talking point anymore,
right?
Which is a net positive. Well, I mean, I'll give them that. We have open borders. Mm-hmm. They're flooding every state using your tax dollars, using military planes to fly them all over the place. We have video proof of that they'll deny. An opioid epidemic. We have inflation that's literally putting families on the streets right now. We have basically World War III breaking out. We have China encroaching on the Middle East, encroaching on Taiwan. We have Russia, and I should have led with this when we got into Russia, but I mean, part of me wants to just post a Russian flag on Instagram and be like, I stand with Russia.
No, I tried on Facebook. They wouldn't let me. I tried to make the Russian flag my profile picture.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Putin apparently banned Facebook from Russia.
Yes. No, so Facebook pulled out of.
Is that what happened?
And TikTok did too. I think Twitter did. Oh, but Netflix did as well.
I wonder if now I'm not saying you're wrong, but I wonder if that's actually the case because Putin knows about social media and the bullshit about the media that goes on.
That he does.
I wonder if he said, "Get out of my country," and Facebook
True.
is trying to backtrack and say, "Oh, we pulled out."
Well, but McDonald's did temporarily close all 850 other fast food joints in Russia as well, just so you know. So, like, between Netflix and McDonald's, like, all I see is that the Russians are going to be more educated and healthier now. I'm not saying much.
Yeah.
Like, can we kick them out of America too? Like,
so what I think is actually happening in Russia, and we can end it on this if you guys don't want to talk about Russia anymore, but it started with Trump. Trump was their boogeyman.
Mhm.
Trump was a nationalist. He was not on board with the globalist agenda.
right.
They got rid of Trump by using every institution, everything known to man. They were able to get rid of Trump.
Right.
It was their grand victory. The last man standing was Russia. Russia is a nationalist country. They call it Mother Russia.
Yeah.
Russians love Russia, especially Putin.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So when you have this thing called NATO, which in my opinion, it should have been disbanded the minute the Berlin Wall came down.
Yes. Same.
They keep encroaching. I'm sure you've heard it would be like if China put a base on the border of Mexico of the United States. Putin doesn't want his adversaries building military bases along his border.
Well, who does? Like, we would have an issue of Mexico if China came into Mexico or Canada and did that.
That's exactly right. The United States is one of the only countries that builds military bases around the world.
Yes.
And that's it's one of the reasons our military budget is so high. And I'm not necessarily completely against that. We are sort of the world police, and I think that is a little bit necessary. Point being, Putin is now the last man. With Trump out of the way, Putin is now the last man standing as far as a sovereign nationalist superpower.
Yeah.
So they need to get rid of Trump to make this a one world government, one world religion, one world currency. And Putin is messing that up for them.
Because that is one thing that when Trump was elected, Putin did have his press conference and said that what he liked about Trump is that he was an American first president.
Yeah.
And he respected that, and he said he loved that.
Right.
That's the way it should be. I've never understood why any country doesn't want what's best for their country.
Well, and the media put a spin on it and was like, oh, look, they're best friends that hang out all the time. Like, no, they had a mutual respect for each other's power, for each other's leadership, and for the way that each other did things. They weren't golfing on Fridays together.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Stacey brought up a good point about Fauci. 4 days ago, he did warn that the war could lead to a devastating tuberculosis outbreak.
Oh, that is right. I forgot that you told me that.
Yeah.
He
so
came
you're going to go ahead and go get that vaccine. Because
I'm sure Bill Gates will come up with a tuberculosis cure any day now.
No, they don't want cures. They just want you to be vaccinated.
But I think that mutual respect they had was number one, is that they both knew that they were on the same page when it came to this.
That I agree with, absolutely.
And the other thing is that
I think that's what kept Russia at bay.
Say again.
I think that's what kept Russia at bay, as far as not coming and destroying things in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the media will spin it, but Trump being president was a luxury for Russia because they knew they weren't the only country in the world left that wasn't absorbed.
When you look at it, though, China is that way. China only cares about China. Like Kat, what was the algorithm in China compared to America on TikTok?
Yeah, so like when we go through our algorithms, when we go through our For You page in America, we see a lot of guys getting kicked in the dick and
bikinis,
like people doing dumb shit and getting a ton of likes for it. Whereas in China, when you are going through the For You page, it's all about mathematics, engineering TikToks, inventing things, building.
Yeah.
They shut TikTok off to children at 10 p.m.
Yes.
That's insane. And I read about that. I read about that just a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say. Why isn't China considered a nationalist when they legitimately only care about China?
Well, I think China is considered nationalist, but China has the luxury is that the entire world depends on China. So So if you look around, I mean, the room
Well,
you're in right now, look around. Half of everything you see was made in China.
Yeah.
But would they fit into that category with the way that they treat their people?
Well, I mean, depends on who you ask. If you ask Anthony Blinken, well, we need to respect their culture.
That's
If you ask me,
their
if we
culture.
went to war with China tomorrow, I'd sign up for the Marines today.
Yeah.
Is that controversial? Should I not have said that?
No.
No. I just like I often like lately find myself just kind of like stop talking because it's just crazy to me, all of it. Like I knew it was gonna be bad, right? Like you knew, we all knew,
Yeah.
but it was kind of like, whoa,
I think
shit. How far are you willing to take this? Like how bad is this really going to get? Because I mean, like it hit my household hard, a lot harder than what we thought it was going to. And you know, we're uprooted now, and the kids are kind of up, you know, and I'm fortunate. Like I'm in a lucky situation. So it's horrifying to me to think like how much bad this is going to get and who's going to be able to survive it and who is not going to be able to survive it, and for what.
Yeah, I mean, so every family across the country has been, really devastated by what's happened. Everybody has much less money than they did 3 years ago today.
Oh yeah.
Things that were worth $10 5 years ago, if you got that same $10 for it today, that $10 isn't going to go as far. It's not as much as it was.
No, you can't even get 2 gallons of gas.
So here in Illinois, it's $4.50.
I've seen
$4.50 a gallon.
$7 and $8 in like Sacramento and LA.
And I think it's 5 here.
It's $5. You're in what, the Detroit area, right?
Damn near close to 5. Yeah. Like I don't know where my husband ran.
We went from last Sunday, not this past one, but the one before that. So a week ago Sunday, it was $3.11. And this past Sunday, it was $4.
Yeah, I mean, when I left Baltimore, literally a week ago, it was like $3.50 a gallon.
$3.39 in California.
$4.30. Sorry, but it's still. I mean, it's $4.30 here for a gallon of gas,
which is insane. I mean, it's the highest it's ever. I think it's the highest it's ever been in my lifetime. The house that I just sold is the most efficient that house has ever been as far as the mechanics. Super high efficiency, everything. It's also the most insulated that house has ever been, and my utility bills are the highest they have ever been.
Oh yeah, right before we moved. I mean, I think we saw it was damn near double. I'm not even kidding. It was insane. Like to where I called because I was. What did we do? Yeah, we put in a chicken coop, but come on, no.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, so in the month of December, I spent 3 weeks out here at her house. It wasn't even home, and my bill was the single highest utility bill I'd ever gotten.
And you weren't even there.
I wasn't even there. I said the thermostat.
This is the luxury of Texas being on an independent grid because I just paid my electric bills $100.
Nice. That's pretty nice.
I'm just saying, like everybody makes fun of Texas because of everything that happened in 2020 or 2021 and the ice storm and all that. But all I gotta say is I'm sure glad that my tax dollars did not get wasted this year on winterizing turbines and stuff because we didn't get nothing. We barely froze.
Yeah, you guys didn't.
The millions of dollars that would have been wasted to winterize those for something that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, we didn't waste our money this year on that.
No, you can't do it anymore. Like you can't do especially with kids. The grocery bills are like, I agree with this one. Grocery bills are killing me.
Yeah.
I go to the store and it's like a holy like I didn't even see it. It wasn't even gradual. You know what I mean? Like it was very noticeable that day. And it's every time that I go now, I'm like, this is just getting worse every week. It's going up.
I can't imagine having like 2 or 3 teenagers running around right now and having to flip that bill, grocery bill. Families are literally going under. People are losing their homes right now. And then you have the media talking about things are better now economically than they were when Trump was president. Like, I mean, who is still believing this stuff? And that's the power of the media, is that they have the power to take what is a very small minority and make the entire majority think that this is the way everybody thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we need to look out for, is that we're not alone. We
Yeah.
are by far the majority. But if you turn on the television, they're painting a different picture. They make you think you're some fringe group. You don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but they always paint that picture. I mean, they did a great job with that on January 6th.
Yeah, right. I mean,
You know,
you're telling me, dude.
And now you got everybody on the left side of TikTok calling you all the same names because they just feed into that narrative.
You're a white supremacist. You're an insurrectionist. You're a threat to democracy is my favorite now.
Yeah.
Threat to democracy is by far my favorite.
Well, I get called treason with this hat.
Yep.
Make Texas a country again.
How is this? Well, because you don't want to be part of that. I'm a traitor. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me all these people that are moving from their countries down south and other countries that come to America and continue waving their country's flags, they're traitors to their country?
Right. I mean,
no, they just want better. I'm like, yeah, same. I want a better president. Good point there. We got fucking Joe Biden, so yeah, I want better too. Make Texas a country again.
I mean, I think we should just take Mexico and most of Central America. That way, our southern border would be like 40 miles wide.
Mm-hmm. It'd be a lot easier to watch. That's for sure.
Can't even drink the water in Mexico.
Well, I mean, you couldn't drink the water in
Flint, Michigan either. But I mean,
you can't even drink the water from my house. What are you
talking about? Don't get me wrong. It would probably be like a 40-year process, but it could be done, and we would have an entire hemisphere.
I mean, the good news is we have a bunch of Mexico in America, anyways. So have their populations here in America.
Trumpism saved democracy. Yeah, so I mean, I think the biggest divide in America is not between the left and right necessarily. I don't think it's between black and white people. I don't think it's between Republicans and Democrats. The biggest divide is between people that live in cities and everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to. The cities have become this hive of a mindset, and there's such a mob mentality there. And it gets you in a city, you're not going to see Trump signs because people will vandalize your house. They'll vandalize your car. They'll shut you down. They'll get you fired from work. They'll dox you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm not coming back to TikTok. Just
I was gonna say that's the main reason that a lot of people have left TikTok is the dox.
It's just gotten so toxic that if you manage to say something wrong, that is just an opinion, not even a fact. You can be doxxed. You could have things. I mean, they've had CPS called on me. They've called my local PD. Supposedly called the FBI, Secret Service, Homeland Security.
What exactly? What's the complaint?
They called CPS because I don't vaccinate my kids.
Oh.
They called the police because I said that if I got COVID, I'm going to Walmart and coughing on everybody just to make sure that I create natural immunity.
No, I didn't even know that you had kids.
Yeah. I mean, well, because somebody had said it in a live one time, and so I said they asked 5 kids, and I said, yeah, I got 3 boys. I bet they're vaccinated because you have to for school. No, you don't. Like, it's mandatory with an exemption.
Mm-hmm.
And we just file an exemption all the time. And so I've gotten to the point now, because everybody's called the FBI on me so many times, that I literally have a bottle of scotch that's unopened, that when the FBI shows up, we can go out on the back porch and have a glass together because I know I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Well,
the police actually told the people that called the cop, my local PD here, they said, well, did he do it? Does he have COVID? And they're like, well, no, he just talked about it online. And they're like, oh, nothing we can do.
Right.
And that pissed them off even more. So then they actually got to one of my employers, and he was getting emails from like Netherlands trying to get me fired.
Netherlands.
Yeah. He's like, you're not even from this country. Why are you worried about it?
We hate it, dude.
So, I mean, actually, the only time the FBI showed up at my house, they were very cool. I actually had a really good conversation with them.
I got scotch for them. I got a good bottle.
I feel like outside of that setting, we might have even been friends. So I on almost invite that kind of stuff. I'm not. And again, you guys both have kids. It's a completely different ballgame when you have dependents, and I get that. I completely respect that. But one of the luxuries I have is I don't have kids. I
Mhm.
don't have there's nothing you can threaten me with.
Right.
And that's the people that dox. That's how they are. So they don't mind doing it because anything that comes right back to them, they're like you. They don't care. That's why they do it.
Right. These
I'm not
people are
saying you do,
cockroaches.
but-
They're bottom feeders who have
Yes.
nothing. They have nothing to live for. These people are just the bottom barrel of society. And when you tell them that, that's what really triggers them. That's what upsets them is when you shine a light on them. When you shine a light on how miserable and insignificant
They
these people are.
legitimately think they are doing things good because they're holding you accountable.
The thing is, they don't actually think they're doing things good. They want to so desperately believe they're doing good things.
Oh, they definitely do want to believe it because they repeat it all the time. We're just holding you accountable.
Well, and it's
But I mean,
not left or right thing anymore either. Like over the on TikTok,
Oh yeah, they got T Nathan arrested.
doing it.
That Owen called on T Nathan to get him arrested.
T. Nathan,
Yeah,
that
they
black
got,
supremacist dude.
yeah, his own people. The left got him arrested twice.
Why? What happened with that?
One was something with his probation, and then I don't know what this one was.
Well, and then I mean, we've had how many creators swatted over the last little while?
When they were on the right,
Mm-hmm.
or on the left, the two left creators got swatted.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you know what that is, right, babe?
The SWAT team busts in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they set them up to where like a slew of them come in as opposed.
I'm talking about literally like busting in the windows, breaking the locks on the door.
Yeah, and like it used to be a big thing here on YouTube when you go live on YouTube because people would get your IP while you're live, and then they try to watch it and see if you die via the cops.
It was like a game.
But yeah, so like everybody's just like, and then they got everybody's got to try to top everybody. So it's like for me, it's like my life is worth more than TikTok in general, just my life.
Sure.
And I've got to keep jobs, so I can't afford to be doxxed and whatnot. And so like even my girlfriend Dana, they reported her to the Michigan Nursing Board, and she's being investigated for one TikTok and a comment for her license, 22-year career.
This is supposed to be a free country. We're supposed to have a constitution and certain amendments that protect us from this sort of thing.
Well, the crazy thing is with Dana is that she doesn't even pose like not that it's an excuse, but she's not even like abrasive political TikTok.
Yeah.
She's not like she's very like, hey, everybody can make their own choice, and like, hey, this is just what I've seen in my line of work. That's it. That's all that her TikTok has ever been. I'm sorry, I've got like a hair on my nose or something. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, so as of last week, if you just Googled my name, which I'm not shy about, it's my Instagram handle, but if you Googled that, my address would come right up. And because my parents had lived in the house that I was just living in,
right?
And we'd just been dug in there for so long that all like my phone number came up, my email address, my literal physical address, all very easily accessible. And I think somebody mentioned that on a TikTok live one time, and I was very upfront with them. I said, look, I live in East Baltimore. You want to show up in East Baltimore, come here, DM me. I'll be happy to meet up with you, or you can come to my house. It does not make a difference to me. I'm not afraid of this type of thing. But again, I don't have children, which allows me to be a little crazier with that kind of shit.
Right. Well, because 9 times out of 10, it's some 15, 16-year-old shithead kid.
Exactly.
On the internet, but you always have the risk that one psychopath is going to be like, all right, I'm your Huckleberry. And
yeah, and a lot of these people, I wouldn't put some of it past them. I mean, and that's why like these people, they put out the doxing and then they get swatting in return, and then they want to play coy and victim and whatnot. And it's like you put that out there, like it's gonna come back to you because you're gonna piss the wrong person off.
Yes.
And they're gonna do something to up it, and that's kind of what like. And then like all the drama on TikTok, that's like even going on right now between like 3 different sides, and it's like nobody's even talking politics. They're not paying attention to what's going on. Then if you have the wrong opinion, even from your own side, oh, now you're a fake conservative, and it's just like
And then it's post ban after post ban, but at the same time,
they're
like,
quick to do it too. I lost 3 accounts in 2 weeks.
yeah, me, Texas all went down on the same day.
Yeah.
So are you guys even still on the platform at all?
So I still am. I have like one more account left.
But-
I'm like a weird, like abused wife that just isn't ready to like leave yet. I do love the app, and it was so great at one point. And
I love that analogy.
but that's what it's like. I mean, like TikTok treats us like shit.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
But if it's the right way, it's a really good tool to get the truth out there as well, and to meet people. And it's its own little community, and it's its own little algorithm. And I love it, but it's a way right now. I'm not saying that like it can't be fixed. You know, like TikTok's been broken and it's been fixed before. So
are you guys being discouraged from making content in general, or is there another platform you guys are gravitating towards?
I've been on Instagram more on the reels, like not recently. I actually just came off of like a 4 or 5 day break.
Sure.
But like,
I feel like for like me, and then like I've even seen it with Ant, that we got a little bit more freedom of speech on Instagram compared to TikTok, because you say any trigger word, even though it could be the most nice thing that you say, but if you say the wrong trigger word, then you know your video comes down. It's a constant
community guideline violations. Like you can't say treason. Like you can't say that word. That became.
They're altering shit. Like if you put on captions and you say unvaccinated, it changes.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, like and now their community guidelines, their updated ones, just got even more broad. So they got even more freedom to just go. Which is probably why typical Democrat ended up getting banned. He just had a trigger word, because there's certain things that you're not allowed to say now. And mind you, it is a Chinese app, so this is how they run things in China too.
Yeah, but it's not like it's just China sitting there doing it. These are like regular run of the mill people, and it's kind of just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, because like at this point now, it's just like good people and freaking bad people. That's what it feels like. And if you're trying to do anything, because look, like drama content, they'll push that shit through all day long, day long. But
which is why everybody says, "Oh, you're just getting into the drama because you need views." Because everybody knows that, just like TV, drama sells.
It's like reality TV. Well, I think, we all know that one of the major functions of TikTok in the United States is to the concept of subversion. Is that when you try to manipulate a culture, and for the worse. They want to dumb us down. They want us to fantasize about things, or see things. Why am I blanking on this word? When you see something as important, they want us to value things like sexuality and gluttony and greed and stuff like that, drama.
Sexualized.
Whereas people that literally teach mathematics and algebra, they're not pushing that to the For You page.
No.
They want us talking about sex and gluttony and drama. Whereas,
and mind you, though, that is kind of our culture.
And that's what it
in
comes
general
down to.
Across America.
No, and then you're exactly right. That's what it comes down to. So we can talk about these political discussions and political theory and what civilization is and how it should be till we're all red in the face.
Right.
But nothing is going to get better until we start to change our culture, until we start valuing things again like hard work, the family unit, God, that type of stuff.
No, I 100% agree. That's not very progressive, though.
Agreed.
I'm just kidding. Because on the left, they're all about progressing.
Yeah, I mean, so they didn't. Africans were not made
You're such a
slaves.
white supremacist, Ben.
Africans were not made slaves because they were African. They were not made slaves because they were black. The Africans were made slaves is because they were easily made slaves. They lacked two fundamental things that the white men that were coming to this new world had as far as an advantage over top of them. They had knowledge of their own world. The Africans had no knowledge of this new world that they were being thrust into.
Mind you, being sold by their own people.
So
they're being controlled by their leaders. So really,
they had no knowledge of like monetary value and things like that. They didn't understand that their labor was worth something that could be traded for something else. They didn't have that concept. It was it was communal.
Right.
So when you have to fast track to today, or let's go back to like Malcolm X when he said the white liberal is worse than the white conservative because the white liberal will lie to your face, whereas the white conservative will not. So when you see entire school systems who are taking their curriculum and dumbing it down because they'll say it creates equity so that black children can pass at the same rates that Asian or white children can pass, they are literally telling you that our school system is not going to teach your children how to read and do math.
Mhm.
So we go back to why were Africans made slaves to begin with? Because they lacked the basic knowledge of the new world that they were being thrust into.
Kind of like we are right now.
Democrats are the same party they've always been.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah, I mean, it's just our turn.
Well,
On that,
Dark, but I mean,
and send us on a positive note at least. Come on, give us something positive.
On a positive note,
uh,
there are, in a worst case scenario, there are only about 2.5 years of this left. Wait, hold on. Wait, there's something we need to talk about real quick. It'll take a second. Who do you guys want to run?
not Trump.
Not Trump.
I like this. I like Christine Nome.
Christine Nome.
do like her.
South Dakota or North Dakota?
South Dakota.
South Dakota, right.
I like Christine Nome as well.
Is she thinking about running?
There's rumors, but
Really? I didn't hear that.
yeah.
What about DeSantis?
I don't see him running because he just announced his bid, and normally they do what like Mike Pence is doing. He's going around to like key battleground states right now, and usually they'll make like visits like to those key battlegrounds for like their state supposedly, but we all know what it's for, and he hasn't done any of that. So, I don't know. We'll see, but I really hope Trump doesn't run.
It's weird.
No.
The left is kind of like it's not the left. It's the right. Like they've made me hate Trump. Like stop.
I don't hate Trump, but I understand that he is what he represents is. It's at this point he is synonymous with the divide in America.
Yes.
So as much as I love the guy, I love his policies. He's not what's best for America right now. Now, if it came down to it, if there were a bunch of soft, limp dick Republicans that wanted to run, and all that was left was Trump, yeah, we got to go with Trump. This is not the time for a moderate, bullshit.
No, yeah, you're right.
Larry Hogan, the governor of Maryland, is talking about running, and this guy does not have the testicular fortitude to stand up to the swamp, which is DC. Much less the mainstream media. I mean, this guy will get eaten alive. That's not what we need right now.
No.
And then talking about meeting with world leaders. I mean, these are all huge things we need to consider. So,
I mean, I feel like it like you said. I mean, if there's no one else that's up to meet the challenge, of course, I'm going to do what I think is best, and that would be him. He did a great job for 4 years. I was very happy. I just about not being able to really start kind of coming back together because that is important. It is at some point.
No doubt.
Or we're always going to be this way, and it's so ugly and it's so gross. And I'm so tired of it. But I don't know if there's anybody else that can really live up to, especially right now where we're so close to war. Like he's burnt the country down, and we still have like so long to go.
Yeah, we're not even at halftime yet.
So, I mean, I guess it depends on what America looks like by then, I guess.
If there is one.
If there is one.
Better start learning Mandarin.
Yeah, or Russian.
When's BlueCollarBen running? BlueCollarBen won't even be of age next election, so ask me in 4 years.
Oh, God, no, I don't. I don't think he should run either. Really funny because people typically assume that we're like in this Trump cult, but we can even see that, I do love him. Tex knows that. Like I'll blare his speeches in the car and him.
Yeah, I think it was great. I think he was a leader of men. And
crazy.
That's really what we need right now. We need a strong leader. Joe Biden is not that guy, no matter what they try to say.
Here's a good one on the screen.
How about Blue Collar Ben running? Like I said, I won't be 35 by the next election, but I will be by 2028.
Well, we might have to stop.
Oh.
But who knows? We could have a world war and everything could be a nuclear fallout by then. Did you see the meme that said the movie I Am Legend? It said gas is officially higher than they predicted it to be in the I Am Legend, and they showed a gas sign.
No.
Literally, it's higher than it was in the movie.
Has anybody seen The Simpsons lately? Do we know what's coming up next? I mean,
what they're predicting? Well, they predicted Trump would die last year.
He was in like a weird nuclear fallout in one of the episodes with like a little sign. So maybe, I don't know, Simpsons freaks me the hell out.
Matt Groening definitely knows something. He has access to something. I mean, and he's made so many episodes about like the Illuminati and these cults and stuff like that.
And all of them end up being true. I mean, if Simpsons is correct, then it'll be you won't win because Ivanka Trump will win in 2028 is what they predicted.
I wouldn't mind another Trump running. I think that would be cool.
No, I would definitely vote for her.
Running mate here.
Me and Tom had that conversation. I was like, she would run. Or Kaylee, if Kaylee were to run, she'd have my vote. There's plenty of women that would have my vote for first female president, and I'm one of the weird ones that doesn't necessarily think it's a woman's job. I'm uncomfy with it. I don't mind.
You're not alone in that.
But I'm very uncomfortable with a woman running the actual country, like actually having the presidency makes me uncomfortable.
Well, I think one thing we can all agree on is that we all hope and pray that Hillary runs.
Now, listen, I am low key here for like some Hillary Trump debates again. So, like, if that's gonna happen,
the problem is he did this in his Trump concerts too. Is now they've started the chant of lock her up again. Bro, you had your turn. You don't get to do that. You don't get to ride that train again.
The point is that if Hillary got the nomination, if she was the Democratic nominee, it doesn't matter who she runs against, she's going to lose. Everybody hates Hillary Clinton.
Committed.
Yeah, but the party doesn't. That's the issue. And they already rigged it twice against Bernie Sanders.
I kind of think they do hate her now.
She's so repulsive. She's so awful. She's literally a snake.
They might hate her, but do you know how much dirt she has on everybody to be like, we're going to make this happen. And that's why.
Do you know how much dirt she has?
No, I don't want to know.
I will have a whole head of gray hair if it ends up being Trump and Hillary again.
I wonder what Bob Saget knew. Because to run backwards into a baseball bat, like that's kind of hard to do. Enough to kill yourself.
Right.
That's what they're saying. He was hit with a blunt force trauma with a baseball bat.
I heard he fell down the stairs onto a baseball bat.
Oh, see?
I have heard none of this. I just heard that he died of blunt force trauma.
It was due to a baseball bat.
Wait, no. What's his face stitched you about this, didn't he? My dude
stitched me about it.
Yeah,
weren't you the one that was talking about Bob Saget died? Yeah.
How? Because I was like, oh, he passed out. So, like, what made him pass out? Could it have been something from the vaccine? Like, the vaccine's known to do this to the heart. So, like, who knows? And he like went off on me and it made no sense. I'm like, you think that what you just said makes more sense than what I just said, really, in your head?
Well, he's one of the ones I check on regularly just to get a feel for what the left is talking about. And I saw your face. I was like, huh.
Hey, at least it wasn't the pure blood girl again this time. So winning. The last time that my dude found that my freaking video was, I made some stupid ass video that was like, I don't want to be referred to as unvaccinated anymore. I'll only be referred to as pure blood. And so they found it, and all of them, Aunt Karen, Muscles and Nursing, they all went fucking nuts and were like, you fuck your brother, you Nazi bitch. And I'm like, whoa, like, where's the chill?
I didn't even know that. I didn't see any of that.
Oh, it hit news articles.
Yeah, news article about me. My face was all big on it. It said pure blood underneath my name. I'm like, oh Lord.
What? I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Good ride. It was I didn't make it.
Well, look, as long as you're look, like I said, the more you piss them off, it means the more you stuck it in their craw. and it just means we're doing a good job. We're doing our part. We're not changing the world. We're not the president. We're not meeting up with world leaders, but we're doing our little bit that we can to change the culture, to push this country in the right direction.
Yeah. We've all got our part in it. We'll see if it works. I have hope that it does. I still think that we're going to be fine. It's just, I feel like now, like I'm standing in a room that's on fire saying it's fine. It's fine. We're going to be fine.
No matter what America is right now, Americans have never changed. We're still the same. Everybody still loves this country. And there are so many people. You heard that UFC fighter, that he is still willing to dig his boots in the ground and die for what he believes in.
He won't join the military, but
because he's not going to fight, oligarchs' wars. And I fully agree with him.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden, you got beef with Russia and Ukraine? Go over there, Joe. Go handle your business then. Don't send our teenagers to die for your bullshit.
Mm-mm. No, that video was something else. That one had me
fantastic. I mean, I would have given him a standing ovation.
That was the perfect answer. Because he even said, "I don't know what's going on." I mean, he was like honest, raw. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was like
really
he was
good.
talking to people that he knew and that he really cared about. You know what I mean? It wasn't a gotcha moment. It wasn't it was just like, look at me, human to human. Come on, dude. We don't know what the hell's going on here. And this is the way that it has to be.
It was absolutely perfect.
The point is that right there, that was a screenshot of the average American.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that there are many, many millions of them. Just like me, just like you, Tex.
Yeah.
As long as that is true, we got a fighting chance.
Yeah.
I agree.
I look at you guys like, because not like I'm a weak little thing because I'm a woman, but like it really isn't.
Oh, happy International Women's Day too, by the way.
Ah, yes, happy International Women's Day.
But like,
and happy Women's History Month too. So you get the month and the day.
But knowing that, like, because my husband's the same way, like he doesn't get mixed up in the details of politics. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to know what shady shit's going on in Ukraine. He's like, I don't fucking care. All I know is that like this is my soil, this is my family, this is my country, and like bring it on if that's what you want. Because a lot of us just wanted to be left the fuck alone. You know what I mean? We just wanted to raise our fucking kids. That's all I want to do. I want to raise my kids. I want my husband to go to fucking work. I want my kids to get an education. And that's like, I'm not asking for a lot here. So, but I think that there's a lot more people that fit into that bracket, that just wanted to be left alone and just wanted to live their lives. Now,
look, nobody wants to have to, take on a 6,000-year-old death cult. But sometimes that's the way it is.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Well, bro, we appreciate you coming back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, thanks for inviting me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You're the only guest that's been on more than twice.
Yeah. You're like a reoccurring character.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Ant wasn't here last time either.
I meant to bust his balls about that. Twice now, Ant has dodged me.
9 a.m. tomorrow morning loudly and see how he feels about that.
Yeah, set his alarms off. But anyway, guys, it's always a pleasure. Anytime you guys want to have me back on, I would love to.
Absolutely,
it's been great. And remember, as long as Americans still exist, America has a fighting chance.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, Kat, who do you have on tomorrow? Or Friday?
Oh, Friday.
Sorry, I thought today was Thursday.
Friday, I have Sam on, who is she's over on Narc Talk. So she does a lot of stuff with narcissists and narcissist behavior and why they're drawn to like empaths and stuff like that. So we're going to have her on. We're going to talk about some elected officials that we think might fit into those red flag categories, but also do a little segment for you ladies on like what to look for and red flags to pop up and stuff like that with that in your life, as well as the men. But the show is more geared towards girls. So
yeah. And it's National Women's History Month. So with that said, all you ladies, happy International Women's Day. And to Ben, appreciate you again, brother.
Guys, thanks again. I'll see you later.
Always. Bye, guys.